Hi guys, welcome back to another, well, actually a first, an FSX video. We'll today be going back in time, flying the Digital Aviation Fokker 100 SD, as you can see here on the chase plane. And as we're in FSX, we need to monitor our VAS. So, yeah. The good old 32-bit systems. But the reason why I opened the preference was because I noticed I hadn't put in my control assignments. So let me see, so I can move the camera. Because I switch from joystick to yoke from time to time. But yeah, so we're here back in FSX. We're at Helsinki airport, and I rarely fly FSX, and when I do, I basically only fly in Europe. And I actually had some issues with FSX, so I had to re-download it, and now I only have Arlanda and Helsinki airport, so that's why we're here. And as you can see, it's the old Aerosoft version of the airport. In terms of other add-ons, I think I don't have all of them that I used to have, but I have like Acufeel, Pack X, GSX, Active Sky, FSIU, PC. So some of those more general ones. As you can see, I'm also playing windowed, because otherwise FSX is really difficult to handle. And because this is gonna be an interesting. This is actually a 2D. There's no virtual cockpit, so this is like really old payware. We're talking 20 years old, but it's a pretty nice outside model. But if we then jump to the inside, as you can see, nothing. But then we do Shift 1, and then we open like this. And if you're really kind of keen with the eye, you'll notice that there's some strange things, such as this control. This looks a bit out of the place, and this one looks also a bit off. And the reason for that is because, unfortunately, this is so old, it doesn't function completely. Like, everything functions, but then about 20 minutes in, at least during my test flights, all the kind of displays will shut off. So this one, and let me see, and then this one as well. This is the same as that one. And as you can see, they are on even though we're on cold and dark, so that's also something to keep in mind. So let me just open these, and I'm gonna try to move them away so you won't see what I do all the time, because it's easier for me to have them on my other screen. So I'm gonna undock them, but the first things first I will do is put on the external power. So you can see getting that up and running. You can check, it's pretty high fidelity add-on considering the time it came out. We'll put the beacon and nav lights on. I'm gonna move this to the left, my left screen, so I can have it open there. We can start this one as well. Oh, and one thing we need to start actually, which I totally forgot about, is we need to put the battery on as well, right? Let me see, when I do bat, then we can check the voltage and the load. So yeah, unfortunately it works really well though when all of the system are up and running, but unfortunately they're not always up and running right. So we'll have to try to be a bit quick, because the nav system does work though. So even though you lose the displays, the autopilot works quite fine. Like basically everything else works fine. So I'm just gonna start. We can maybe reset that. And then what we can do next is we can start with the FMC. The FMC is also a display that stops working, so we'll start with this one. What I usually like to do is go to ref and then to main. We don't need to load anything, but we don't want to have any actions by the FO. We can have the callouts though, those are pretty nice. And then what I just want to do is I just want to get the flight plan in, so we have that prepared. So we're doing Helsinki with this fictional SAS livery to Arlanda, my most used route. In terms of alternates, we actually have Copenhagen, which I find very interesting. That's a very far away. Cost index, we have a cost index of, let's look at the PDF. Can we see where's our CI? CI, well, let's just do 22 maybe. What does 3,000 feet? So we're going quite high. We can align the IRS. We can go next page, just take the block fuel that we have. And I do think that this one is actually in kilos, right? So that's the difference. Because zero fuel, so this is 6,000 pounds. So that should be 34.5 in zero fuel. So there we go, now we have all this set. And then we do want to set, but I'm wondering about the, I'm sorry, me opening stuff. And we just want to check if we can find the let me see, documents, Digital Aviation Fokker, and then you have documentation. I just want to see if we have landing data card and takeoff data card. Okay, so you have the cards where you can kind of put in the data, but what I'm mostly interested in seeing if we have any way of calculating the stuff, right? Because they have some pretty good manuals though. I'll show this is just one of them, right? So very in-depth kind of manuals. Here you can see also the cockpit of the Fokker. But they don't seem, it was not the AOM, maybe this is the multi-crew manual. Anything else? Migration, no. Tutorial maybe. Let me see if we can have the taxi takeoff. Oh, you need to do a takeoff check as well. There's some things I haven't really figured out yet with this one, just because I've been testing it. But okay, we can maybe just put some numbers. It's usually quite high. At least my errors, I'll just do my basic one, just to make sure we're safe. And then in terms of the flight plan itself, I'm just gonna put that in so we have that prepared already. So we'll do the SID, we'll be departing from runway 15, ADIV 5D, you can insert that. So it works quite well, it's a very Airbus-like, and we're gonna have to do this twice, unfortunately, because of the errors I've been getting. Because you can see it doesn't really do anything here, right? Because this is the ISG gauges that I've inserted in order to have some visual reference to where we're at. And the Runga, oh sorry, you need to insert, and then we can add the Runga like that. Then after Runga we can do an airway again in 872 New Zealand. So I've updated these the ARACs, so those should be working quite well. We'll do a star, runway 19 left. Quite a normal one to land at, I think. We'll do that. And if I remember right, you don't want to do any trans, but what we do want to do is we don't want any discontinuities. So I'm just going to do it like that. So there we have the flight plan. And now what we do need to do, so we're not going to be using that FMC anymore just because of the how broken it is. We have the ISG ones, which I've been able to incorporate quite nicely. I've been even thinking about totally incorporating them so I can have them like only, or I think I might get the LNAV to work in that way. That's the reason why I used old FMC, because I don't get the LNAV to work otherwise. So here we can go route, so this is like an old Boeing or something. I think Smiths, I think it's called. So it's a bit different, right, as you can see. But it does kind of the same job in terms of it. I mean, it's just, you know, looks different. And then we can just insert all the same kind of info. Oh wait, sorry, let me see. RIPV. Interesting though, it doesn't give me the same, and I have exactly the same ARAC, so that's weird. We'll just do oh wait, 1365. Oh, it's still an invalid. Okay, so we'll just do Pogok. And then direct to Rung. I mean, it's a short flight, right? It's not going to make too much of a difference if you take an airway or not. Even though we might fly a bit differently, but we'll end up at the right place in the end. So that one did work, Zilan. Then we'll just add the same. Oh wait, sorry. I don't think I have the destination now. So arrival 19 left. We're doing the Zeeland 5P. And we can just check. Oh, what happened now? Damn it. Let me do this again. Don't know how I managed to mess that up. Let me see. Adivo, and after Adivo we wanna do Pogok. Yeah, we're gonna spend a lot of time. Just inserting stuff, and then Runga. And after Runga we have the N87, which we do best here, right? So N872 to Zeeland, and then I'm just gonna try to do this one again, so we get the right. And now we can check how it looks. Yeah, okay, it's the same. We can activate that. I'll just put in our reference data. We can have a look at active sky. We want to do the winds aloft, I think is the, or actually maybe the SimBrief one has the average. Can use that. Reserves. This one is in actual pounds, so that makes it a bit easier. Same cost index. And then takeoff, flaps 8. Wait, I think it was 140, 145, and 150. I think that should do. Let me just have a look if it worked with the, yeah, you can see model Fokker. So you can make some nice changes in the config files for the ISG when you put them in, so that it's at least a bit more realistic. As you can see, both of these are tied together. I don't think that's the case if you're using the normal FMC, but yeah, in this case we do have that. So what I'll do is I'll undock this one. You won't see it anymore. I'm gonna put it down a bit. And what else? I think that's it. I mean, what we could do now is the GSX, of course. We need to set the parking brakes. But basically you can kinda have it working just like in P3D actually, so that's pretty cool. And one of the reasons actually why I got this plane was mainly because I just wanted to check how like a Fokker is, and because I heard pretty good things about this back in the day. Unfortunately, of course, it didn't really work out. It's an old bird, but but I still think it's a pretty good bird, even with the little tweaks you have to make. I mean, you probably won't be flying on VATSIM, or I guess you could, but it would be a bit hard with some of the issues. But maybe if I get the LNAV working with ISG gauges, then it will be basically the same. Let's just do a really quick boarding. We can do like a 5-passenger boarding. No tug, no crew. Let's see, I think we can open some more with views, and then you open the system panel. Let me check if you have any more cargo doors. You can open the mid one as well, right? Not sure which one exit 2 is though. I really don't know. I didn't get any issue with this previously. Should work, but maybe we can just we'll just reset our position instead. It's not perfect, but it will have to do. We can close the doors. We'll say that there was a boarding. I didn't really put up a GSX profile for this, so we'll make do. Let's go back in. Shift 1. Takes a while to remember that. We can though. We can wait with GSX until we do the deboarding. I won't be using any extra tools or any ATC today. We'll just be using this this one. Since PackX isn't working for me, I'm not gonna be using that either, which I think is fine in the end of the day. Let me see though. I do think I wanna not this one. This one doesn't have anything too interesting, but I do want this one. I'm gonna undock as well because of the TCAS and all that. I'm gonna put that on, put in some random number. You also have the flight control locks here, right? And some of the other thingamabobs. And ILS frequency, which is one of the reasons why I want it here, so I can remember to open that. We can set this, because this is gonna work. The flight directors won't work, but that's fine. Haven't been able to get it to work on the ISG gauge either, so that's a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Here you can see now this one is working. So that's very good. Not sure why it has something coming through here, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. What we need to do next is actually bring in this one. We look to have the right fuel levels, so you can see in kilos. Maybe you can change it through the settings. I haven't. There is some loading function, but I haven't been able to get it to work. At least not to the extent that I have wanted. Well, it probably works, but I just haven't been able to. So we'll put that to on.
So APU is ready to start now.
Okay, and we got the APU ready to start. And what we can then do is right click again and start. You also have all these different, not on this one, but I think it's shift 5 you can do all these fire tests and they work, so that's pretty cool. The IRS mode selection works as well. So yeah, it's very in-depth in that sense. Would be nice with a virtual cockpit though. I think that's the only thing lacking. I guess we could have like a really basic one 2D panel wise. Maybe that could work.
APU is available.
But I haven't bothered yet to try to make that myself. We'll probably have to use model converter, etc. just to get it all up and running in a good way. Let me see, I'm gonna reset that. So we have the APU now. You can see it here and available, and we can then shut the external one. Let me see though, I think we want to do a shift 5. I'm gonna move this away. We want to start that one. I think these should be off for now. We'll just do it now. You can put econ here, but you can't hear any change, right? Because we don't have bleed air yet from the APU. So let's just wait. What we can do though, and I'm gonna remove that, is open the system panel. And we can disconnect here, so we don't need the system panel anymore. And now we need to just wait for the APU to become available. While we wait, we can set our altitude here. So that should be 30,000 feet. I wonder if there's a quicker way to do this, but doesn't seem to be one, so we'll be scrolling up a slow way. Of course there might be one, right? Let's remember this is not a plane made for Windows 11. This is like Windows XP age. So there we go, we have our altitude set. We can remove, I think, this one. Go to the outside, have a look a bit. Oh, I'm noticing we don't have any other aircraft here. Could we maybe add... let me see, we have FSX, right? Could we add some traffic? Airline density maybe? Will this give us some traffic? Maximum number of aircraft, 10. So we could, I guess, do like that. And let me see, maybe I need to... or where is Utilive? Is it even up and running? Start simulation, Utilive simulation is now running. Can't see anything. I mean, we won't need it, it's just... would be cool to see, of course. I think the problem is I maybe didn't start it. I thought it started automatically, right? But I can't see it here on add-ons, which is unfortunate. So what I'll do, just in case, because of that issue, I'll just save settings as nothing for now, and then I will... I'll actually close Utilive, we won't need it. Now you can hear we do have the APU running. So when we do econ, you can hear it becomes a bit quieter. We'll do the probe heats. Even have RAM air that you can use. Pressurization, this looks correct. Maybe a bit higher, right, for the landing. We have anti-ice and stuff we can use. We can put that on auto. Let me move this away. What we do want to check though is where is the takeoff check thing? Can't see it now. Maybe it's shift 3, well, that's just the rejected takeoff. Well, it's not gonna be the end of the world anyway. What we can do though now is do the shift 12 and we can do the pushback and departure. Let's just do Swissport and then no de-icing.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
Do we need icing? I mean, it does look like it could be some icing, right? There is snowfall as well. Looks pretty good. I think I have the precipice, whatever it's called, FX, pit FX.
Hello, Captain.
God, I can't pronounce that. Okay, we're ready for pushback, so that's good. We can jump outside, have a look. As you can see, it's very snowy here in Helsinki. There's a nice livery pack for this one, like called something like Fokker Mega livery pack. So I got a few of the European liveries for that, or from that, yeah.
Bypass pin inserted.
Okay, bypass pin inserted. Maybe a bit too far ahead. So let's see now what will happen next. This truck should drive forward. Looking good, looking good. I wonder how good the lights are working. I'm guessing there's no, so we can see that one. And that one.
Locking gear.
The wing inspection lights, you see there's no like kind of fullness to them, they're just kind of there. We'll do nose left.
Release parking brakes.
We release parking brakes.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
And we'll start it through this one, so we'll do engine start. I know they said that we should wait, but we'll oh, it's a bit buggy.
Starting number 2.
So we'll start number 2 engine. And actually what we need to do, I think I need to open
N1
this.
rising.
So we'll need to do that. And we can see here the values rising, right? Here it's a bit wrong, right? But that's just the
Fuel
way it
flow
is.
checked. Number 2 is stabilized.
So there we go. Engine number 2 is up and about. It does start really quick and kind of very quickly settle in as well. So that's pretty nice. I'll start number 1, just the same.
Starting number 1.
Just switching to 1. And then doing the fuel
N1
already.
rising.
Even though you should wait, of course, a bit. I guess around 15%. Oh, and now we're getting a call, so we can go to this
Fuel flow
one
checked.
and press
Number
here.
1 is stabilized.
Cabin is secure.
Cabin is secure. Maybe there's someone old from the FS Labs team who worked on this one. It does remind me of that, right? Okay.
Set parking brakes.
We can set parking brake. You can see the red text down here. Waiting for good engine start confirmation.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Oh, let me see. I wanna remove that. So they're unlocking gear. I'm not using Rex skies, I'm now using the active sky, I think the Envitex sky textures. So let's see how they function.
Total disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
I'm now gonna go to flaps 8.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
I'm gonna
Off
arm
mode is
nav.
out.
Nav mode. This is fine. Bit hard to fly without seeing the flight director, but it will work. And let's see now, is he gone yet? Oh, sorry about that. chase plane bugging out. He is walking away, so that's good. It's a very well made airport. I really like the Aerosoft Helsinki actually. It probably works in V3 version 5 as well. If you just, maybe with just some small tweaks. Okay, good, he's waving us off. Step number 2 should probably be to set the trim. And I'm not sure what the... but I'm guessing the green band is the takeoff. Something like that. I love the sound of that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, here we have takeoff config. Did that do anything? Let me close that. See if we can... hey, we could do rejected takeoffs. That's good. First time I got that to work. Oh, now you can see now the screens are off. So let's hope it works. Otherwise I'll have to use the heading mode and just follow that. So what's nice is you can see we're already taxiing with idle thrust, so that's pretty good. Let me just quickly check. I need to pause here really quickly. 1 second. There we go. That Mrs. was having some sort of emergency. Okay, let's see. Does my tiller work? It does seem to work a bit better now. There's no separate tiller, but you have a rudder. Or use the rudder for the tiller basically. You know, old FSX, good old FSX. Let's see now. We wanna go to 15. I think you wanna turn on the next one actually. God. Hard without all the extra. I'm gonna open here because all my screens are being used now. I'm gonna turn a bit to the right. So weird to be kind of stuck. It's good in a sense, but weird also. Let's look at the ground one. Yeah, we wanna turn on the next one, I think. So I think this should be, because we wanna go to 15, right? It's so weird because I can't turn the head, right? Because I had to make it stuck, right? Because otherwise the 2D panel is moving, right? And you don't know what's front or back. So let's turn here. I think this should work. Maybe I should double check though. This should work, because we will be able to get to it by turning a bit later to the right. Good. So we should be fine. I'll add a bit of thrust. We can go to the outside a bit for a nicer view, seeing the flight itself. Let's see how it handles when I do that. So now it seems to be working quite well, the tiller, so that's good. Don't have to use my normal rudder, but as you can see the rudder is moving as well. It looks very good though, the aircraft. Sucks that I don't think SAS had the Fokker 100. And actually I just realized that it's moving a bit. So one thing with chase plane that you might want to fix from time to time is camera. So if we're taking, for example, the spot view, motion effects, you maybe don't want to have breathing in the outside view. That's just something I've noticed, or something I don't like at all. So this looks pretty good. I'll continue down and then to the right. It's a bit empty without any traffic though. One thing to remember is why we don't have any shadows and stuff is because I'm using DX9, because these old aircrafts, they don't work with or at least they are not supposed to work with DX10. And I've been having trouble with my DX10, even though I have all that cloud shadows and stuff. I can't, my game always crashes when I activate the DX10 preview, so that's very annoying. So I do like that, and it gives me better FPS as well. But on the other hand, if I play FSX now, it's mainly just kind of not, I mean, it's not graphical, right? It's to play an old add-on. I'm hoping to also do the level D767 and then the Flight 1 ATR. I think those are, and the Captain Sim 727 and maybe mainly the 707. Might have to get the ISG package for that one. Well, let's see, so I'm gonna brake here. I think this should take us to the runway. And if I remember correctly, so if you look at the upward display here with the attitude indicator, is that it's very also, the real one is very close to the Airbus. So that's why I put in an Airbus one. So I think they must have had some sort of similar supplier or something, right? Both based in Europe. But that's just my hunch, so to speak. Okay, let's see, we'll put on the lights. It's pretty cool though, this says taxi lights on now. I think everything else is set and ready. The APU we can shut off though, totally forgot that on. Unfortunately, since I don't get any info on that. That's the one thing that's a bit annoying. If I move or try to open a panel, it changes kind of the viewpoint. So that's very annoying. Okay, let's see. So we'll turn a bit to the right here and then we'll basically take off immediately. You can put in flex with this one. Since we don't have the working displays, usually at least they work for a bit. Now I need to... Why isn't the tiller... I think it's the dual input, right, that gets the tiller a bit off. So we're just going to do toga on the... You change it here, right? You can put in flex and all that sort of stuff. You even have the weather radar, but that won't work now either, because of the different displays I have. Okay, and now we just go basically and hope for the best. We're just gonna go full out with thrust. Caution for something. Not sure what though. Okay, let's see. V1, rotate. Okay. Oh no. What are they calling about at this moment?
Capture.
Captain, more and more passengers complain about earache. Is the cabin okay?
So let's see, we need to remove all of those extras. And I need to turn to the right. What's going on with the flaps though? Sorry, they bugged out a bit. I'm gonna turn here just to ensure that we don't lose. And let me add climb thrust and put that on the normal ATS. Now let me see, why aren't we getting... Now the thrust is coming back on. And now what we'll try is to do the autopilot. And let's see how well it follows, or how well the ISG one aligns with the autopilot, or the flight plan that we put in through the normal FMC. We can raise the speed a bit. I wonder what the errors were though. Could it have been pressure? I think they're all set. I think we need to keep that on econ. Maybe we can put that a bit more. We don't need APU bleed, that's for sure. Let's try to climb a bit more. Looks like we're quite well following, and I'm gonna put on the LNAV here. I inserted this LNAV, this is the ISG one. Luckily I also have, so it kind of forces it, even though I haven't had it on, it will go through those waypoints. So here, if you see now, we're going towards the next one, Ripley basically. So let's see, and we're now coming up above the clouds. As you can see, a very nice FSX clouds. Which don't look that bad. Well, it's not Microsoft. The sky colors are pretty nice though. Gives some variety to it. But yeah, it's a beautiful plane. Let me just jump back inside into our little cockpit, see a bit how we are managing. The speed looks good. I think we can retract the taxi light. We don't need the engine ignition on. Fuel looks okay. We can probably climb. Let's see how much if we do level change instead. So we're gonna climb a bit faster. And we're coming up to 10,000 feet. One thing I just realized I totally misremembered to do. So 3006. I didn't put in a flight plan though, so that's a bit so. Let me see though, I think if you press B, look at that, then we get the right QNH. So that's pretty dope. But we want to go to standard, right? So 299. 3 2. And we are now below or above 10,000 feet, so we can turn off all the lights, which I did. You can see here with the taxi light disappearing. And we'll do level change, but we do want to increase the speed a tad bit, 280 knots. Should give us a pretty good speed. I do think there's some other viewpoints. You have, for example, this. But as you can see, this is the cockpit viewpoint. But I guess they're nice to kind of watch through in case you get a bit tired by the 2D displays or the 2D panel, which I know I would. So let's go back to the main panel that we have. Just do a quick rendezvous of how it's looking. Oh yeah, by the way, 19 left, that's the one that's furthest away, so it's gonna be a long taxi. Maybe we can park. Yeah, let's see. Let's see, that's gonna be fun. We can already start actually planning for that, since it's gonna be very interesting to see if we can get it right. So we'll do approach on... sorry, this is the wrong airport. We are going to... Oh, we don't want to do a donation, we want to do an approach. Even though I guess you should donate, or I should donate, since I do use ChartFox quite a bit. So, throttle elevation, AD elevation. God, throttle elevation. That's some weird aberration I decided to use there. Well, the one we're interested in is the decision height, 246. And I guess depends on what our aircraft, but between 246 and 287. We want to know the localizer 1135. I really hope it's 1135. With a 184 course. And the only reason I'm wondering is that, you know, sometimes it's updated in these games, right? Or it's not updated. So I'm putting in the course now, 184. For some reason I can also put in the course here, I think. Or is this for the decision? I don't seem to be able to put anything in here, unfortunately. But oh well. Let's see how it goes. I'm very much looking forward to seeing if this is gonna work or not. We'll try with the land feature. We have the ILS set in. We'll try to get down. We'll try to disconnect. Hand fly it. See if that's enough. And speaking of that, actually, one thing I never checked if I did was to put a... for the auto throttle, but maybe we can do that later. Now let's see, we're still trying our best to get up to 30,000 feet. We're gonna make it, I think, but it's gonna be just about, and then we're gonna start going down. And we're going down to 2,100, which is also what? Oh, it says 2,500 on the chart. Close enough. We can do medium. Let's see, getting up towards our cruising altitude. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Let's maybe change to an outside view. This one. Pretty nice with the cirrus clouds. I really don't like though the overcast, that active sky, or active sky cloud art together with MTX gives. I think Rex is much better in that regard. It's not too bad, but it's just not the best. Let's see. Getting up there slow and steady. Come on. So slow. Coming up towards Pogok. Sucks though that we couldn't set the decision height. I'm trying to figure out if we have somewhere else where we could put it in, but I think it's also part of the displays that that are broken, right? Let's see if they've come on for fun. I doubt it though. No, still off, right? That's the problem with the displays. That's why I had to change them. Let me get that right. I just had a client who rejected an engagement because they thought that they couldn't be bothered to look at an agreement. That's the first one actually. And based on that, I will just say that it's always good to have agreements in place, because it will always be a day where something goes wrong. And then it's good to have those agreements, even if they don't cover everything, but they'll be good for guidance. Yeah, but let's see, we are now reaching our...
700 to go.
Yeah, 700 to go. That is good. Let's see if I press B now. Does it
700
go
to
standard?
go.
Perfect. 700 to go. We can increase our speed a tad bit. It's not long. It's like 90 nautical miles. We'll really have to descend. I think we could use proficiency. It should work. But let's have a look when we reach our... I'm actually not gonna go with higher speed because that's just gonna be something more we need to bleed off. I'll keep it at 280
Or did you capture it?
knots. Anything else we need to do? I don't think so. Perfect, then I'm gonna quickly run to the toilet and then I'll be back for the descent. Okay, slowly and steadily reaching the waypoint. Feels like it's going very slow though. Maybe we can increase the speed actually. We just have to remember to turn it back down once we get a bit closer. Oh wait 1 second, my dog is barking. There we go. He was actually whining more. Yeah, the wife had put him on the backyard and forgotten about him. He wanted to come inside. Poor little fella. But okay. God, this is progressing really slowly. 20 nautical miles about. But it's been going pretty well. So this is what I'm saying. You can still, even if not everything is working, you can usually find, especially with these 2D panel planes, because they don't often have that much extras. I mean, of course, depends on what kind of issue you have, right? In this case, it was only the displays going dark, while the underlying functionality is still there. Like you can't program the FMC, for example. So here you can see I can't do anything with it, but it's still functioning. So let's see now. We have We're past Pogok, so we'll be doing Runga and let's see, Zealand, ESSA and Teb. I don't think we're doing Teb with this other one, so that might be a bit of a difference. Let's see how. Because Teb is there, right? And then it will be coming in like that. What we can do though is we can add Teb to our own flight plan. Let me see if I can. For some reason it doesn't want to play ball. I can add it, but then it will remove. Not making it easy, is it? Let's see, tab. Oh, because it's another. Oh no, tab is there, so tab is straight. Then we want to go down, right? So if we then... Okay, now it works. Now we're getting it right. What was their next one? That was ESSA, then... Okay. Let's see. Now we have at least tab here. So we'll be able to follow it a bit better. I do wonder though, because this one probably won't see the ILS. So I'm wondering how we'll do this, because I'm gonna guess it's a very low ceiling. 931 feet. So we'll have to go with hope.
Profile armed.
Let me see profile. If I do profile down to 2100, will it start? Probably won't start descending.
Profile armed.
We can keep as is. Yeah, we can do 270 knots. We don't want to go too fast. Let's maintain for the moment at least. Still have room not to pass, and we still have ample time to descend. Or should have. Let's see. We are on cruise though, so we should change that on the TRP. System engine. I must say though, my plan has been to get Microsoft Flight Sim 24 once they release the Fokker 100s, just because I do want to fly those, but after having flown it like this, I'm not sure it's that different as a plane. Maybe the Fokker 28 is the one you should go for, which I do assume they'll also update for Microsoft 24. But let's see. Okay, we are coming up about 7 nautical miles. Since we don't want to fall behind the aircraft, we can start descending a bit sooner than planned. You can see the values and I can see the thrusts getting pulled back. I'm trying to think what the landing data was, because I can't check it now, but I am gonna assume It's around 140. We're gonna play it safe. 140 knots. 140 knots. But let's see. Okay, we are descending. And we are maintaining speed, which is good. Slow and steady. Maybe we can be actually a bit faster. We should though be at 252 according to the calculation. Then 183, that sounds very high for I'm actually gonna increase our descent rate. So we can definitely pull back a bit on the throttles. 2500 should be good enough. Let's see what so now we're above Åland Islands. What are we talking about? Well, pretty close to normal barometric pressure. Let's jump to the outside a bit. Have a look at our nice descent. Sucks to see the Star Alliance now. Ain't the case anymore. Now it's Sky Team. Those were the days. Let's have a look down. You can see the clouds below us, the 2D clouds. The weather looks pretty damn good. I think this is Envatex though. It's not that bad, maybe a bit too crisp from up here. And I'm not seeing the cloud shadows, I think, but I do see, I think, clouds. Not sure if they have cloud shadows with the X9, right? Okay, still descending, still descending. I mean, if I did have a working, might just do a shortcut from Zealand directly to turn into that, but I'm so afraid of not having the landing system working properly. Like, that's my greatest fear, actually. Now we really gotta get down. Let's see if we can now decrease to 270. Maybe we can do 250 just because, why not? We're probably not gonna be able to decrease that much, but it's worth a shot. Let me see, I'm doing a TCAS test. Just wanna see if we get anything.
TCAS system test, okay.
Okay, so that one works. So some gauges work fine. It's just some that are broken, unfortunately. The conditioning looks pretty good. Getting pretty nice. I put them a bit up just because I guess it's a bit cold now, and we're getting, it did increase the cabin from like 18 to 22 degrees. Let's put on the seatbelt signs again. This is gonna go fast. Let's see if we can maybe descend faster by descending slower, if that makes sense, basically by losing some speed. We're now at around 270 knots. Please load a flight plan for more accurate weather conditions. Yeah. Should have, could have, would have, but didn't. Ice. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Let's add all the different ice. So we got the ice warning. That's nice. It's really nice. I don't think there's any visual representation of ice. And you don't want ice with this plane, right? Because it has a bad history. Both this one and its predecessor, so the Fokker 28 and the Fokker 100, both had big issues with icing. I think the Fokker 17 has, Fokker 70 has been lucky in that sense. No issues. But and I think that one has been actually without any sort of deadly crashes. So really good track record. This is also cool, like you have this so you can open, which works pretty well. And I think if you go down here you have, and this LNAV used to be for opening the, what's it called, the FMC, but I swapped that. And here you can see you can even move the lights here, but I can't really see them, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. We are still on our path. It depends on what happens after Teb. That's the main one, and let's see, because basically after Teb, Teb is basically the end of the star, and then it's a direct to the runway, right? 19 left. So let's see how it goes. We'll wait a bit because I think it's 5,000 feet for changing the altimeter. Okay, let's see. We are soon gonna be in the cloud layer. So that will change things up. But look at that. Is that what I think it is? That's really cool. That's awesome actually. So maybe the ILS will work actually. We're a bit too fast now, I realized. We're at 258 knots, we should be around 250. We're below 10,000, so that means I'll just put on all the lights, so I don't forget about that. Landing wise, do you do full flaps? I think you can do, it's flaps 40, right? So let's see. We'll do 240 knots. Let's see if we can slow down with a bit of a lower descent rate. Let's see. Looks like TFDI released an update now actually for the MD-11, so I'm gonna have a look at that one during the coming days. Hopefully it's a good update. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna be turning now, so that's good, that's good. We are descending though a bit quickly. Let's keep it a bit higher at altitude for now. How are we able to descend that quickly? Maybe it's just me who's a bit out of the loop. And actually, let's see.
700 to go. 700 to go.
Let's do the QNH so we get that right. 700 to go? That can't be. It's crazy though.
Altitude 100.
And apparently Sky Simulations released a DC-9 for Microsoft Flight Sim. It looks good though, but I bet it's not that good. Well, it seems like it's not too good. But it looks very good. Their MD-11 was atrocious though. Ah, but it doesn't look that good. Not that I would want to get Microsoft Flight Sim for that, right? Okay, let's see now. What's it doing? Is it taking us for a spin? I'm gonna be slowing down a bit more. I'm trying to think what's the F2, so we can already go to flaps 8. Probably have used our speed brakes as well, but oh well. Anything else we need to prep? $220. I'm just gonna check if it starts turning. If it doesn't start turning relatively soon, I'll have to force the turn with the heading selection. But let's see. Maybe we can slow down a bit more. 210 could be. Maybe we can do 200. There's no point going too fast. Let's just see if we're getting any turn yet. Nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. It's so weird flying with like a different FMC, not knowing. I should of course double check that they were the same legs, but oh well. You live and you learn. I'm gonna prepare this one already though, so we are ready. I'm gonna just jump out, have a look how it looks in the... And now we're turning, so that's really cool. It's the beauty of our airplane though, I'll give it that. Okay, good. Let's see if I can maybe actually... I'm just afraid that it will be coming in from too steep an angle and it will be hard to do the landing. But let's see. I'm gonna arm the landing soon enough. I shall ask this one to descend.
700 to go. 700 to go. 700 to go.
Okay, I don't seem to be able. There it is. It's just on
700
this
to go.
side, right? And let's descend. And actually, I feel like we are maybe turning a bit too much. I'm gonna do the heading select instead, just so we can get nicely on the. I'm gonna turn a bit crazier, I think. I'm gonna arm.
Land mode is armed. Land mode is armed.
I hope it's armed. But let's see how it goes. Let's try to make a turn here. We can do 180. I'm just gonna be very cautious now. I haven't landed, I think, with a 2D. With an aircraft with a 2D panel in a very, very long time. Okay, so 241 should get us somewhat aligned, but let's see.
Land mode is armed.
So how the hell do you know if we are actually following it? I guess I'll notice. Okay, let's see. 221. We're just gonna press B once more, see if it updates anything. Nope. I'll put that one right, 2981. And then I'll do the turn. What was it, like 184, right? Let's see now if we. I'll go to the next flap setting. Let's do 175.
Land mode is armed.
Okay, I
Land
didn't
mode is
have.
armed.
The land mode is armed. What does that mean in practice? That's a good question. Let's see, I don't think we need the anti-ice anymore. But I do think we need to. We can descend a bit.
Land mode is armed.
That's a bit sucky, so we don't seem to have any.
Altitude captured.
Are we now descending, or what's happening here? Let's see. Let's get down to. That's me who's been descending a bit down. Let's turn a bit to the right. Guess I need to have a look at how to get the localizer to work, since we didn't seem. It seemed to work, but then it didn't seem to work. It's a bit odd. Speed-wise, we can probably drop it a lot. Let's do 140. Maybe easiest to just can't disconnect that, can I? Damn it. Okay, let's see if we can get so we can see the airport. We're still a bit high.
700 to go.
Okay, there it is.
Autopilot disconnected.
Let's see if we can.
Sync rate.
Altitude
Sync
not
rate.
checked.
Full. 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 Full.
Okay, we don't wanna.
Full. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Yeah, it's a crazy sync rate. Let's see, won't have any. 100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Let's do manual braking. Phew. We did it. My god, that was close though. So yeah, actually without the ILS, this might be really hard actually. I need to have a look at that if I can somehow add a different functioning autopilot, because otherwise it works quite well. But yeah, not this time. The question could of course be what radio channel is this one, but it does look to be the correct one. We did get that. QNH seemed to be fine. I'm not really sure what would have caused that. That's an error. Let's close the landing lights, the strobe. Yeah, I need to have a look at that. Luckily, you can just kind of replace the autopilot, so you know I can just find another autopilot that will work with the default system, and then you can kind of replace that. It won't be as good probably as the Digital Aviation one, but it should do the trick. But yeah, we have reached our destination. I think we landed with a pretty good rate, something around 130 feet per minute, so not the best, but definitely not the worst either. And we're here at the Orbex Stockholm Airport. Oh, that's probably why we are taxiing so slow. Let's get the flaps up. It's really hard to have situational awareness when you're flying with the 2D panel. That's I would say my biggest gripe with it. Because other than that, I mean it's... Oh, wait, let me just get it back, there we go. Otherwise it's quite fine, in the sense that you always have what you need to see. But you can really see like the... In a way you can kind of see the problem with flight sims obsession, kind of IFR flying, or with like instrumental flying. Because look at how tiny like the view is, and then this huge instrumental panel, which of course is important, but also in a way, you know, it really emphasizes to look down, not around you when you're flying, which I guess made sense when the graphics were not the best. And I guess also why, you know, even in the FSX, maybe in FS20 or in FS04 it was still kind of normal to have the 2D panels, but even in FSX it started to be kind of go down the, what do we call it, the drain, or disappear at least. Let's see now, how do we get, what's the quickest way? We should cross the bridge there, kind of get the back way. Now we're taxiing like super fast. Like 50 knots. Yeah, that's not the way to go. Let's see, not all my joysticks and stuff works the best either with FSX. It's really an old system, which you notice, but it does work quite well with some aircraft. It works really well with the 2D ones because you don't get the VAS problems. The virtual blah blah allocation memory or whatever it's called. Can't even remember. But yeah, I used to hate that. I would even use Ordinator to limit the size of all my textures. That was one way to have it working relatively well. Let's see if we can get through this bridge. You still have the big jumbo jet here, the jumbo. That's always cool. Yeah, Arlanda hasn't changed too much. There's a lot of work now going on in Arlanda, so there's probably be changes, but yeah, back during these days, not too bad. Oh, look at that! Is it because we only have that one? So yeah, basically these are the landing lights, and I guess that's the taxi light. Okay, interesting. It's not too bad of an implementation of the taxi lights. Could be a bit better, I guess. Let's see how often I'll be flying FSX, but I'm hoping to do a few flights here and there. I just want to do really some of the airplanes I kind of missed when I was flying FSX, so the 767 by level D, and then the Flight 180R. I think those are the only ones. Maybe try some of the freeware ones, like the Project Airbus A380. But that's not high on the list, to be honest. And then let's see. I think I'll mainly be flying up in the Nordics though, just to, because it's pretty good. The memory allocations up here, you don't have the same problems like you do when you're flying in more busy spaces, like Amsterdam or similar. Here we can see to the right Terminal 2, which normally I don't think SAS would park at, but we are just gonna get there so we can wrap this up and end on a good note. Parking. Okay, so let's brake a bit. Oh, drifting almost. And let's just take this first one. Just go straight in. We don't even need a... Oh, where is, by the way, the jetways? Is GSX even on? The GSX is on, so they should be here. Maybe we can try to restart, but I don't think it's gonna work. And then let's see, I'm gonna park here. Get this on the line. Slow and steady. Let's see. Should be jetways here. So that's odd. Parking there. Parking brake set. Let's actually see if we can do this correctly. I'll start with the APU. So I put that to on.
So APU is ready to start now. APU
We'll
is
start. Let's see now if we get it available or not. But yeah, weird with the jetways being all missing. Let's see.
APU is available.
And now APU is available, so that's good. And what we can then do is we'll shut the engines. Let's see if they shut. And they do seem to shut down, so that's good. We can't do anything with this one, so that's a bit unfortunate, right? Not being able to restart. Yeah. Oh well, can't have everything in life, but good. There we go. Able to land here in Stockholm Arlanda after our little flight. Hopefully you enjoyed this bit of a different video. I won't be doing a lot of these, but I'll do them from time to time. Flying aircraft that are not available elsewhere, or maybe, you know, it's a specific add-on that's more historical. Maybe some of the HJG add-ons with 2D panels, those could be good to try out. Because they are quite good. They're just for the very old sims like 2004, or 2004, yeah, and or FS09 and FSX. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time, bye bye.